Update. I gave my friend a haircut, and now everything feels different. Okay, everyone, I have a lot to share, so this will be a long one. First, I want to thank everyone who commented on my original post. Your insights helped me see things more clearly. To all the barbers, hairdressers, and related professionals out there, your jobs are incredible, and I have so much respect for what you do. Now, on to the updates. Around the same time I wrote my first post, I was laid off from my job. My friend, who works in a similar field, mentioned openings at his company. I applied, went through several interviews, and ended up with an offer that had better pay, hours, benefits, and paid time off. So I took the leap and moved to his city. I stayed at his place while searching for my own apartment. On my first night there, I felt it was time to address the haircut situation. Initially, I thought I didn't have any romantic feelings for him, but after reflecting on the comments and going through some therapy, I realized my feelings were more complicated than I'd admitted. To those who pointed out that this felt like a love story, I owe you an apology. You were right, I was just slow to catch on. It took me a few glasses of wine to gather the courage, but I finally asked him if he felt different since the haircut. I told him I wasn't sure I felt purely platonic about him anymore. He admitted his feelings had changed too, and that he'd been sensing it for a while. He hadn't realized we were being more touchy. It just felt natural in the moment. He even apologized if it made me uncomfortable, but I reassured him it didn't. The next day was my first at the new job. At one point he checked in on me and asked if I wanted to go on a date, an actual official date. I panicked but said yes. As he walked away, I felt a whirlwind of emotions, from regret to excitement. When the time came, I was so nervous. We're both over 30. Why was this still so stressful? Fortunately, the date went wonderfully. We had a blast, and I felt more comfortable than I ever had on a date. After dinner, we went salsa dancing, something I never thought I'd do, but he's an amazing dancer. After a particularly fun song, he kissed me. I kissed him back, and everything felt surreal. I won't go into detail about the physical side of our relationship, but let's just say it was unforgettable. A few weeks later, I found a flat I liked and asked if he could help me pack. He looked at me and asked why I wouldn't just stay. We were having such a great time living together, sharing everything, rent, meals, rides to work. I suggested we should take things slowly and have our own spaces first. He agreed, but said it felt like we'd already been dating for years. We knew each other so well, having shared good and bad times, met each other's families, and even traveled together. While it felt a bit silly to go through the motions, I wanted to think carefully about this new territory. I had only 2 days to pay the deposit on the flat, so I needed to make a decision. I worried about whether this was rushed or irresponsible. What if it didn't work out? The thought of the fallout was overwhelming, especially since we now work together. That night, I came home late from my shift, and he had made dinner for me. As I peeked into the bathroom to say a silly hello, he smiled so big that he drooled a bit of toothpaste on his shirt. We laughed about it, and I thought it was just a cute moment. But as we sat down to eat, I tried to find reasons not to come home to him every day, and I couldn't come up with any. It was strange. All the worries I had spent the day stressing about suddenly seemed manageable. We even talked about our long-term plans, and while it was challenging, we found a path that felt doable, with compromises that respected our core beliefs. I know it won't be easy, but when I look at him and he holds my hand, I feel like we can make it. So I didn't move. I stayed. And now my friend is my partner, and his place is our home. I know it hasn't been long, and maybe this is a huge mistake, but I'm cautiously optimistic. I hope this is what you all wanted to hear.